Peace, peace, Islam, peace, chaos. Back another
Yes.
day on
Mhm.
hiatus last Saturday, but we back.
Yeah, we're back. Saturday Night Live, baby.
Right. There's a lot of
Mhm.
fuckery going on right now, especially with the government. They on some fuckery right now. But at the end of
Uh,
the day, it's
just
revealing.
another bitch and he, just
It's
another
all
dog and
it's all revealing to me though. I love it because it's like it's basically confirming what I've been telling people for years, and it just thank you.
hmm
I get to say I get to say I told you so a lot nowadays.
yeah. He, but the way it's going is gonna. It seems like it's gonna get worse than that. Oh shit, we're almost at the point where damn, I didn't see that one coming.
No, I haven't seen nothing like that yet. Me personally.
Well, we're coming to that point where we're gonna wake up one morning, maybe a Monday morning, and the system is gonna be completely changed. We're gonna be in a whole new system. They're gonna change that shit over a weekend.
Yeah, they attempting to do that right now with this whole civil war going on about certain policies and the whole Republican Democrat crises going on. The government itself, the morale is down so much that people are just fed up with this government, and it's getting to a boiling point now. This is
Yeah.
really a boiling point.
hmm
But though, go ahead and do the Tahuti. I mean the
Mantra.
mantra,
Okay. All right.
the Dahuti of protection.
Yes. This goes out to all the gods and goddesses. Yes. Through the power, force, might, through the power, force, might, and will of the great nothingness of the almighty power of the great nothingness of infinite beingness, of infinite, endless, limitless, invisible light, from which comes the absolute all that was, all that is, and all that is being and becoming realized into physical realization, actualization, and form as we are now willing, commanded to be, is now being and becoming an active force of higher consciousness and an active force of infinite intelligence within us all now, being and becoming the great primordial typhonian dragon serpent indigo kundalini flame, now being and becoming now whirling and ascending up our spine from our root chakra to our central heart chakra on up to our royal crown chakra, igniting our royal crown chakra, illuminating our first eye, the Lord Amunel Dragra, the hidden priestly grandmaster magi, dragon god, sun, king, and queen, igniting all of the 72 chakras in our first eye, our 72 primordial dragon god, sun, kings, and queens, and all of our legions of 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 armies 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 willing all of the forces, all of the powers, all of the elements, all of the essences, all of the dark matter and dark energy within the absolute all into being and becoming all of our will servants, serving all of our will's objectives, intentions, and desires, crystallizing them all into physical realization, actualization, and form as we are now will and commanded to be. Now, being and becoming an active force of unstoppable energy, helping us all now by bringing all out war, judgment, death, and destruction to all of the corrupted, multidimensional, negative, archonic energies and their white supremacist European American imperialistic globally counterfeit spirits running the surface of the earth with all of their technology directed against us and our well-being in order to kill, murder, corrupt, and degenerate us, taking us all off of our true evolutionary path and cycle to forever enslave us deeper and deeper into their artificial reality construct in the name of their God and Master, the Demiurge, as we are now all able to pulling down unlimited supernal energy from right out of the nothingness into our reality, manifesting it here as an all-consuming flame that no force can stand up to, burning away all of the multidimensional archonic demiurge energies by raising the vibratory rate so high, making all of the archonic demiurge energies too sick to even fight us, as our energy is completely consuming away all of the archonic demiurge energies directed against us, clearing the way to our true evolutionary path, using our first eye, the hidden Grandmaster Magi, to open up a supermassive black hole, now sucking in all of the archonic demiurge energies back into the primordial nothingness, to be regenerated into something else more universally constructive, as we are now all free to ascend back up to conscious unity through the power, force, and might, will of the great nothingness of the almighty powers of the great nothingness of infinite beingness, of infinite, endless, limitless, invisible life, from which comes the absolute all that was, all that is, and all that is being become realized as we are now willing commanded to be, now being to become projected unto the entire omniverse, earth, and physical and spiritual matrix and heavenlies from beyond the entire omniverse, earth, and physical and spiritual matrix and heavenlies, now completely taken over and consciously judging and destroying the entire omniverse, earth, and physical and spiritual matrix and heavenlies, being to becoming the absolute all that was, all that is, and all that is being to become realized as one. Abracadabra.
Presto change up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The magic is really getting intensified now. Why you think they put out this whole Doctor Strange movie? And I went to see it last night. It was fucking amazing, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh. So you didn't have to have proof of vaccination?
Man, they don't want to do that. They stupid if they do that. They don't want to do that, man. They dumb.
Oh.
They're gonna miss out on too much money if they do that dumb shit.
Oh, okay. Shit, I'm gonna go check that out.
These people try to tempt us with these ideas and try to, you know what I'm saying, scare us, threaten us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
This whole so-called pandemic was a goddamn threat to our lives. They said that don't question us. There is a pandemic going on, and as a result, we're going to take away your rights. And now they got a treaty, right? The World Health Organization is initiating this treaty amongst these other nations. Basically, the treaty is basically breaking it down to where it's saying that the WHO has once these countries sign into this treaty, they're giving over their their sovereignty to the
World Health Organization.
Why? And when it's a pandemic, so they're signing in to whenever there's a so-called pandemic,
they call in the shot.
They give up their right. They give up their sovereignty, and the WHO take over.
Oh shit! That's like damn. That's like FEMA. That's like FEMA on crack.
I mean, this is see from because people are looking at this whole concept of new world order out of context, right? They don't understand that yes, they have an agenda to make the world to make the world one world government, one religion, all of these things in this centralized way, and they're controlling it. That's one of their agenda. But that's something that's happening outside of their agenda already. So it's like that collective consciousness, that's a part of our evolution. Realizing the collective consciousness, that collective consciousness is that, see, I don't look at things in a doomsday. There may be a lot of disasters, but eventually humanity gonna get they act together. That's what I see. Humanity gonna get their act together. We're gonna set aside all of these archons that have been ruling over us all these times, and we're gonna take back the control of this planet in an equitable way. You know what I'm saying? Bring back my
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I see. I
Yeah.
don't care what everybody else talking about. All the destruction they gonna get to. But guess what? If you keep on thinking like that, do you realize that you're perpetuating exactly what they plan is? You're perpetuating. They need us to keep thinking that they have this much control. They need us to keep thinking they have this much power. They need us when we are the power that they're utilizing.
Yeah, they're using us as the battery.
Right. They wouldn't be able to do anything that they're doing right now
without us.
Exactly. So as soon as we wake the hell up and allow them and stop allowing them to divide us amongst each other,
yeah,
then it's going to be over with.
Well, we're waking up as soon as we continue waking up. That's it's not until we wake up, and it's as we continue to wake up now, because we're waking up. People are waking up.
I mean, you can tell how people also are under the misconception that because of the corruption and the mismanagement of funds of this government that it's collapsing. No, it's not. That's the only thing. The only reason it's collapsing. Other reasons it's collapsing is because people are losing faith in it. You know what I'm saying? And now that faith is
that's part of the reason why it's collapsing.
Yeah, that's the basis of the economy, is that full faith and credit.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
And it's all based on all of the policies that they've been implementing for, during our lifetime, and that have been one failure after another. All of the wars and economic policies that were supposed to be, the thing to do, that was implemented, and they were all absolute disasters. For instance, all the wars we've been through so far.
Also, I wanted to mention this too. I don't want to cut your wisdom, but I want to mention that now I know for a fact that we're being shadow banned. This show is being shadow banned because today was the first time I ever got a notification for this show.
You did?
And we've been doing this show for a couple of months now. Today was the first time I ever got a notification for it, though.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Go ahead and say what you were saying, though. I don't want to cut your wisdom.
Well, all of the policies, the fucked up policies, the Federal Reserve, the Chairman Powell on this inflation situation back in 2020 and 2021, he was saying that it's nothing to worry about. It's intransitory. It's going to go away. And it was just all complete bullshit. And then the quantitative easing back in 2008, 2009, this is just only temporary. We're going to taper it off. We're going to reduce our balance sheet. This is all temporary. That shit, went from 800 billion to 3 trillion, now to 9 trillion. Okay. And that's supposed to have been temporary. That's another failure. And then the housing bubble, there's no problem with the subprime loans. That's just a small part of it. There's nothing to worry about. Everything's okay. And the whole system, we had the worst economic recession in history. So
yeah, I think for me, that's why I'm seeing beyond just the surface nonsense and rigmarole. It's like really deeper when you really think about it. Like it appears that they're purposely collapsing this government. They're purposely collapsing this economy. Why?
Yeah, but
They can reset it. They want to reset it. They want to, and then when they reset it, it's going to be totally new from what it was initially, and
it's going to collapse again. And it's going to collapse again. The system
is based on the same false management skills that they've been using for years.
Yeah, but the new system that they implement is going to collapse soon after they implement it. And then they're going to have to come up with something else, and that'll probably collapse until they take us into
humanity just gets fed the fuck up, and it just be
yeah.
At this point, that's what I think is going to take. It's going to take a good portion of humanity just saying, man, at the end of the day, we still, I don't care how much I disagree with him or I disagree with her. At the end of the day, we can't allow them to run us into the ground, because they're running up everyone is there running into the ground at this point.
Yeah, it makes no difference what color you are, what you know, who you hate, who you love.
It don't really matter.
It don't matter at this point. We're all
like, if they run into the ground, it just end up in a destruction that we all suffer from. Like, at the end of the day, our differences won't even matter at that point. Like, it's crazy how we still we think we have the luxury to have these differences. But whatever. It's more. We want to go into the spiritual aspect of what's really, really, really going on. Because at the end of the day, I just watched the damn Doctor Strange movie, and it's really deep. I don't want to give y'all a spoiler or whatever, but
yeah,
it really goes into the subconscious mind. It goes into who controls the mind. It's deep, man. I love that movie, and all the movies so far that's been coming out, like Matrix and all the other. They've been beautiful movies, and it appears to me that these screenplay writers are out there, even without their own, somewhat with their consent, but not even without their consent, they're writing shit that's putting out a lot of awareness right now.
Yeah, well, if they were doing videos online, they would get censored.
That's what I'm saying.
They would get censored. The shit
in the category of fiction, right? They put it in the category of fiction, and then it becomes something that they can just exaggerate, and they're going into certain deeper truths that they can't say in the journal because it's politically incorrect. That politically incorrect is like a military dictatorship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Occupation.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You cannot say, and then the whole.
Who do you think the entity that is, or deity that's standing over that shit?
Over what? Freedom of speech or what? What?
No, the censorship. You know, that spirit, that energy.
Well, that energy is because we're on. It's coming from us too. That's coming from the collective consciousness, because we're suppressing our voice right now. We're allowing.
We're suppressing our own selves.
Yeah, we're suppressing our own voice right now. We're suppressing our.
We're suppressing our own self.
We've like, at the end of the day, they've convinced us of certain things, and we bought into it wholeheartedly to the point where they got us in fear and not able to even access our higher self, even our ability to just take, you know what I'm saying, a higher position in things. Like, once you take that higher position, they shut you down immediately. You know what I'm saying?
Well, whoever they are,
The archon,
Yeah, well,
the
they're
archonic energy.
part. Yeah, they somehow, some way, they are a part of us. They are an imperfection. That part, that imperfection in us, that has to be sifted away.
And it has to be sifted away through the self mastery process of
Mm.
going through the fire. Right? You
Yeah.
have to. It's a must that we have to go through this. It's like with any lesson.
Hmm.
You learn your lessons better by getting hurt in the process. By
Yeah,
getting
it's well, like when we were talking about martial arts, where each different degrees of belts, you're gonna have to. We all gonna have to. We're all gonna have to become martial artists together, and earn our belts until we all reach black belts.
listen. This is crazy because we just intuitively did that in the hood, bro. Like in the hood, you
Hmm.
had to know how to fight. You got to know how to fight, bro.
Yeah.
And then it's levels to that shit. It's levels
Yeah.
to that shit. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I swear, you got to know how to. I went from preschool all the way to high school, and I had gladiator school, bro. Gladiator. That's what it was.
Yeah. Well, this shit. I felt like I didn't. Gladiator school can kind of like change your looks, kind of derange your looks a little bit.
I mean, at the end of the day, it did because
Yeah,
it made
and I
it
kind of
made
needed.
it made me have to see the world in a more in a more
Very aggressive.
no unaggressive way. Like I had to. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Everybody else was aggressive, so I had to equal the aggression. So that's what it
Yeah,
was.
yeah, not just aggressive, but de- um, offensive. You had to be. You had to always be on the offensive.
I mean, at the end of the day, this is this is the spirit that's on us, based on
Yeah,
us, based on us believing our this idea of inferiority complex. Just alone, just because we're vibrating on lower subplanes in that respect now. Now you're
hmm,
vibrating. Now you're acceptable to lower beings.
yeah. When
This
you do, yeah,
Yes, you're
yeah.
acceptable to lower beings that are inhabiting you, that's bringing upon a spirit upon you, that
Hmm.
it seems like you're trapped. This is why therapy is at all time high, because a lot of people who look at therapy, the answer no, it's a spiritual cleansing or something that needs to be done. It's a
Yeah,
spiritual.
well, yeah, there's always something that can be done, and the answer is inside. If you go deep within, your DNA or your higher self will direct you to an answer. You'll turn on, you'll go to a website or something or a video and click on, you'll see exactly what you need, and you'll click on it and you'll get the information.
You're right. This spiritual synchronicity is overwhelming once you're sincere. It's a level of sincerity comes into it too, though. It's like you have to be sincere. You have to be honest with yourself.
Hmm.
You
Oh
know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You have to be
yeah,
very honest with yourself,
until it
and
hurts.
because that's the only way the spirit is going to be um, communicating with you and give you answers on that level. You
Yeah,
have to be
it
honest.
can. Yeah, your heart has to remain pure, or it can't, it can't, it can't lay with you if your heart is not pure.
Right. I mean, you can't hear it. You
Yeah,
can't hear it.
it,
Over
it,
the time. This is why that ceremony, the funeral ceremony of Egypt, is so important, because your heart could have all this stuff on weighing on it, and now it holds your spirit down. It holds your
hmm,
soul down here, right? You gotta
yeah,
your heart has to be lighter than a feather. Why? Because you can be holding on all of the matter that you gathered up all down here, the matter. You've
Yeah,
gathered up
that's
all the matter.
and how does that happen? Is by being tricked and fooled into believing that this is all real.
Exactly, because all that matter is what you've convinced yourself is what is. That
Yeah.
matter is all matter is a figment of our minds. They've already told you that mind over matter.
It's
So,
waves. It's waves.
no, of course. But what I'm saying is we collapse those waves into what appears to be a physical structure.
Yeah, yeah. They collapse. Yeah, they dense out into. They become more
Right.
dense.
The density,
Solid.
the density that you're speaking of, it comes from us engaging with the molecules around us too.
Mm-hmm.
It has no density until we engage with it.
And then our brains and the way our brain works, it also plays into it because it's the mechanism that makes you believe that all of this, this activity that's happening is something that appears solid,
Right.
but it's really an activity that's taking place. But our brain make us believe that this activity that's taking place is really this solid screen, this plastic, keyboard,
Right.
this table, this bed, this my physical body, your
Right.
physical body,
Right.
but it's just waves.
It's really a quantum experience we're having.
Yeah, I guess
Quantum
that.
experience.
Yeah, quantum
What
experience.
I said that is because it's superimposing fields of consciousness or fields of consciousness that superimpose. Like when we are projecting ourselves from the perspective of this vibrational level we're on now, when we're projecting ourselves, this is what is the result of that.
Well,
Everything is actually a projection of what's going on inside.
yeah,
So
yeah, well, yeah, but wherever that's at.
there is,
But as within, as so without, as within, so without, as without, so within. So
yeah,
what's going on inside is also being projected outside somewhere too.
That's what that Doctor Strange movie was about the multiverse too. It went deeply into the multiverse and like ideas that I was really early on initiating in the collective consciousness. Because I had concepts like that early on.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I did my first mixtape was called "My Mind Is the Universe You Live In." So
Okay.
I was moving towards right, but it was ego, but it was more of me figuring out the fact that this is not a outer experience. This is an inner experience that appears to be an outer experience.
Yeah.
And that movie goes so deeply into what I'm speaking on right now. They talked about dream walkers and it's oh my god, it's go watch it, man. I swear, go watch it. It's
Okay.
deep.
Well, at least as long as I don't have to have the J the post.
Section, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think like I don't. First, early on when they was talking about those so-called Pokey mandates or whatever, I was like, first of all, that's not going to pass. First of all, and it didn't. The Supreme Court shot it down. It's over, right?
Well, it couldn't because well, you heard that shit that Rod Hayes. Did you see that video I sent you?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a violation of human rights. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not only a violation of human rights; it's a violation of the constitutional recognized rights that we have. You know what I'm saying? Because the Constitution doesn't give us rights; it just recognizes rights we have already.
Shit,
Unalienable rights.
It's in violation of whatever constitution we had before the Constitution. It was
The
in
thing,
violation of the rules we had before the Spanish landed on us.
the thing about it is, we have forgotten that the political, being politically active in a government where the people have representatives working in their interests, but the only way they are going to be held to the fire if the people are active politically. And that's the thing about, this is why you see how we take this position of how Europeans are able to um, get political, have political strives beyond us, and it's really because they have a certain unity when it comes to their political activity, when it comes to
Well,
politics.
that's because they kind of know who the fuck they are. See, we don't know who we are, but there is a fraction of us that do, though.
You're right. It's becoming way more prevalent that we vote. If we're going to vote, we should vote at a block. And if we're not going to get anything out of the vote, then we shouldn't vote at all. You know what I'm saying? And I have said things of that nature years ago, and I was thinking like that years ago, even though that's kind of still beneath us to even participate in their system, if you ask me. But
I like what this brother's saying, though. I like, what he's talking about is that this shit is a wrap. It's over. What's needed to be done has been done. It's just that it has to get out to the populace now. And the chiefs out there has to explain to the people what's going on the land and who the imposters are.
I mean, that's what's happening now. Those conversations are happening amongst the actual nobles of the land. I mean, the landlords and the nobles and the landlords of the land over here. And as this conversation happens, because most of the autochthonous, indigenous nobles and lords who have air shipped to the land over here, they have fell under the colonization, and a lot of them are just waking up now. And this is what's happening now. We're having this conversation because the nobles and lords are actually waking up now. We're actually waking up, and this is it's bound to come to where all the lords, the actual indigenous lords, because the spirit is on us. It's like it's very spiritual what's happening.
Yes, very spiritual.
The answers are returning to us. You know that's where the claim is really coming out of. It's like the people who were wronged hundreds of years ago, they get to come back. They get to come back and make those claims through us.
Yeah. So that means we have to get. I personally have to make sure my act's together.
Well, like I've said before, brother, like we are creating governments, are creating structures so that we can have structures that are based in melanated cultures, right? And it's based on melanated people running the whole society.
Yeah, that's what Noble Drew Ali, what he was trying to accomplish or show us how to be our own government.
Well, the thing about it is we have just failed from those principles. That was normal. That was a normal, natural thing that we had did prior to colonization. We would always form ourselves into structures, whether it was tribes, forming into confederations, and so on and so forth. That was like naturally innate to us, for us to do, because we saw it in nature. We saw structure in nature, and we took on those. We emulated them structures in nature. So it was always in our nature to go back to
Well,
that
that
structure.
was disrupted. That was taken from. We were taken out of that for a moment, for a few hundred
Yeah, we
years.
were disorientated from our true essence of where we look at. That's why I'm starting another channel too called Attentionist Worldview, the Attentionist Worldview channel,
Hmm.
because everything, the symbol of the channel is going to be the world turned upside down.
Yeah.
So that's actually our worldview.
Well, you know what? This is the
If
message I have
everything
for people that are censoring us. We're all one, and they're invited to join the human race. Are they're invited to evolve. I mean, why do that? Why try to shut us up?
I think they're not even worried about us people. I think they can't do nothing about the evolution, right?
Yeah, they're just following policy.
Mind you, we're talking about a spiritual evolution, okay? A
Hmm.
soul evolution. You know what I'm saying? So they want to be able to control the process if they can. They want
This
to
is
control. They want to control. I know it's beyond them, but if they can control our minds, if they can control our minds, they can actually kind of dictate how the divinity happens for us. You know what
well,
I'm saying?
some of them are magicians, and they work through reincarnation, one incarnation after another. They come back, they set everything up in one lifetime, and when they come back in another lifetime, they continue it.
We need these foes. We need these adversaries. That's not my point. We need the foes. We need adversaries.
Oh,
But
okay.
the thing
Well,
is, the thing is, when the evolution is beyond them, but if a slight is in their
but they're
mindset,
part of the evolution. But they're
they
part of
actually
the evolution.
are. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to tell you.
they're
Yes,
nothing outside of the evolution.
yes,
They're not something outside of it. Yeah, this is a process that we have to go through in order to reach that golden age again.
right.
Yeah. And this is something that we have to go through. We had to go through this captivity for us to rise up and take back the planet again. This
Check
is.
this out. I'm
Mhm.
gonna give you some. I'm gonna give you some of some key. I mean some not key. It's not key, but some of the parts of the movie that was like I just can't. I gotta tell you.
Okay, you can't keep this shit, huh?
They had a being in there, right? And it was a
Hmm.
multi. She was a multi-dimensional being. She appeared to be a human, but she was a multi-dimensional being that can open up portals from one dimension to one universe to another universe, not just dimensions. Of course, she can
Yeah,
travel dimensions, but she can
but
open
you
up a
go for another
portal.
universe, or from another galaxy to another galaxy, or another universe within that universe. Yeah,
Listen,
yeah, okay, yeah, huh? All right.
I've been I've been saying this shit for years already. Multi-dimensional traveler and all that stuff. I was like, wow. Now I'm
Mhm.
seeing it on a damn show. I'm like, they had to have been listening to them ciphers we was doing 10 years ago. That's
Yeah,
exactly what I'm talking about. Multi-dimensional traveling and being able to open up portals based
uh-huh.
on our meditations.
Yeah, and visualization,
Right.
magnetism, electromagnetic energy. All,
Because all of reality, all of reality exists simultaneously in one, right? So
uh-huh.
you can access every part of the multi-dimensional reality through.
You're gonna have to access a lot of dark matter and dark energy to be able to collapse the universe or collapse time and space and open up portals. You're gonna have to be able to absorb a lot of dark matter and dark energy.
I mean, that's the essence of what we actually are. So it's not necessarily that we would have to access some type of dark energy. We already have it inside of us already. We just gotta learn how to harness it.
Well, then that means we have to learn how to make that shit very, very increase the mass, make it very, very massive.
And listen, they told you in the movie how you do it already. You can't do it on the physical world. In the physical world, you do it in the dream.
No, you have to use your etheric body.
You do it in the dream world.
In the dream world. Oh,
yes.
Okay. That's what Bobby Hemmett been talking about.
Right.
Yeah, dream world. Yeah. But see, here lies the problem.
Guess what? Now, listen. Guess what? Yeah. What's happening now?
Yeah.
All of these, the veil between these worlds are becoming so thin.
Yeah.
This is what's happening. The world, but the dream world basically is the real world. Then it's more realer than this world now.
Yeah. Literally. Okay. So now the key is to open up, is to build up enough mass to open up a portal or a black hole, allowing that world to spill into this world.
Let's go even further, right? I should do a whole review on the shit.
Huh?
Guess what the being name was? It's gonna be a hell of a break. I can't wait till somebody come. I need to go and do the breakdown because I didn't.
What's this being's name? Give it to me.
Her name is America.
America?
Yes.
Oh, god damn.
The being name was America.
Her name was America, the being.
The being name was America.
Woo! Oh, so that was a ritual then. That was a ritual.
It was. No, listen. Let me go even further though. Guess what made her open the portals?
America.
Guess what make her open the portals?
Shit, I don't know. I can come up with all kind of guesses.
Her fear.
Her fear?
Her fear. Every time she would be fearful, she would open up a portal. Look, she opened up she as a kid, she was a little kid, and her mom was right there, and she let the fear of a bee open up a portal and suck her mom in that motherfucker.
Stuck her mom in the
portal. Sorry, I want to tell y'all, but goddamn, they go see this shit. This shit was hard. They ain't letting y'all know right now what's going on. Y'all better go see
shit. Don't that sound like my fucking mantra where it says, where we open up a fucking massive black hole?
Open up a portal. See, see, the thing is, we so fixated on things happening on a literal sense in a physical way that we don't recognize that. No, when you say that mantra, you do open up a portal.
Yes, I know that. It's not here. Ain't jack shit's gonna happen here until that world floods into this world.
Right. So it's like opening up portals is beyond your physical orientation. So stop looking at it from the graphics that they show you on the goddamn movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The graphics is really your mind. You go inside your mind, you go inside in your spirit, you can actually open. I can open up a portal right now. Let me open up one.
Well, yeah. But see now, but how do we open up one big?
Right? But it's dark. It's just dark on that motherfucker. So I might just be in any part of the universe and just open up and be any part of the universe. I don't see no structure there. See, the thing about it is, this shit is so dope. You're the power. You're the fucking power. That's what that movie told us. Because
yeah, I know.
You can literally, because another part of the movie was talking about how they was creating worlds inside of the worlds, right? And one of the sorceress, it was a sorceress. She created a whole world that was just a world she created. She was willing to destroy the whole universe just to protect that world though, that she created.
Yeah. That's what my mantra. Shit, I say the same thing in my mantra. Fuck this world, and shit. The next world is all that is, all that was, all that is, and all that is being to become. As we will
what we were saying though, bro. It's confirmed that we create this whole universe, the multiverse, and we can travel through the whole multiverse. All we got to do is be in tune.
That's what we're supposed to be doing.
They was talking about the meditation and everything. That's how you do it. They were telling you exactly how you do this stuff, man.
Yeah. And that's how and then when you pass on from this world, that's where you go. That's where you go reside. The world that you mentally build.
When you what I have a whole nother different definition of passing on that. Because at the end of the day, it's like what happens when you pass on? You just tune your frequency, your fork, your pineal glands, your tuning fork. Because the pineal glands is like a tuning fork, okay?
Yeah.
And it tunes you in to certain frequencies and in and out of a fluctuation between worlds. That is your portal opener right there.
Yeah, I know. That's the black dot. That's the black dot.
That's your point. That's what I said. When I said
I call the Lord Amen El Dragra.
But when I opened up the portal in my mind right now, right, I still got it open. On the other side of that portal, right, I can construct. It's only based on the amount of genetic memory that you got that you're constructing on the other side. Because nothing is. You're not going nowhere. You're already there. You're not going anywhere. You're there already.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm already there. Yeah, I've been in worlds where I have pet saber-toothed tigers and shit.
Right.
Pet dinosaurs and shit.
We just have to accept that we are multidimensional in nature. Period. And you can't. This is why you get all the people going through all of this confusion within themselves, right? Because they don't accept that they're multidimensional.
Yeah, they think they're who their driver's license or ID card say they are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That fictitious being.
Right.
Yeah.
So once you realize your multidimensional existence, you just not limited by what they've convinced you of all this time
now. No, I can live.
All of that is a limitation for me to conquer. I'm supposed to conquer those limitations within myself.
I can live amongst the animal kingdom, man. I can, imagine morphing into an animal and going to live with animals. Morphing into a wolf and going to live with wolves.
Our ancestors done that, bro. That's nothing. You can do that.
Yeah.
You can do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Morphing into a fucking dolphin and shit. Shoom, go swim away. Morph into a fucking giant firebird and just fly away.
Right. See, my thing is, I'm questioning everybody's idea of reality now. Don't tell me if you mention the word reality, I got to qualify that now. Because I don't, because you can't narrow it down to that 3-dimensional orientated science that they've
You can say possible realities. Possible realities.
Yes.
Okay.
Potentialities.
Potentialities. Yeah.
This is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. Instead of realities, potentialities.
Listen, let me tell you like this, brother.
Mm-hmm.
We're simultaneously creating reality right now. There is, and everyone who's on a conscious level is doing it themselves too. They're quantum beings. We're quantum beings.
Well, let me put it to you this way. You know, all the picture of all those galaxies they show you in the universe,
Yeah.
those billions of galaxies you see in the universe on pictures they show you, they say there's billions of galaxies. Those billions of galaxies represent each one of us.
Right. And then within those, each one of us is billions too, though. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
This
And
is where you
yeah, that's just a reflection of each one of us.
And then in each one of them is one. It's like, and then
Yep.
it's infinity.
Yeah, those are the demons inside, or the angels, or whatever, angles of light, so whatever you want to call it. Yeah, the legions of legions of legions of legions.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That only are working for you if you are mastering over them. If you command them, it ain't bowing down and oh God, no. It's you better do this right now. I'm telling you, I want this done.
Yes. This is part of our evolution. We got to get this shit done. Let's do this.
You know what I mean? So we evolve. That's the part of the evolution too, is that inferior mindset that we've been convinced of. That's ready for that. We're the superior.
That's run its course. It's no more use for that.
No.
No, that guy. That guy has to be executed. His head chopped off and just thrown. His body just thrown away into a hole, and the new guy take over.
It's reminiscent of how you got to watch that Lovecraft show too, where there was a secret society, and the brother who was a melanated brother, he was an heir to the original person who started the damn secret society, and then he came in there. He was unbeknownst to himself that he was an heir to some shit, right? He came in there and they had to bow down to him, right? And that was them telling us. That was basically them telling us that no, we're using your science. You hold the birthright to the science. We're just holding it. We're just the custodians of the science. You know what I'm saying? And we're holding it for you when you wake the fuck up. You understand me?
And take back the throne.
Right?
You wake up and take back the throne.
And this is all that's happening now, bro. This is all that's happening. They're just custodians for our great awakening, our great arise. That's all they are.
Yeah, that's all they are.
This is why I wear a fez, and my fez is not pinned down. My fez is not pinned down.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? These ones, their fez are pinned down. Their tongues are sealed. They can't come out in the public and say what I can say.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And guess what? I hear a lot of my brothers say they're gonna come get you. No, brother. There are spirits around me that, man, they don't want to fuck around. They do not want to fuck around with me.
I swear intelligence. Yeah.
Look, like this. When
I
was coming up in the hood, bro, there was always my guardian angels and or what you want to call those demon spirit aids and shit working in my benefit, bro.
Let me tell you.
When I got jumped one
Uh-huh.
time, every one of those motherfuckers who did that to me,
Yeah.
their life is fucking miserable right now. Either locked up, dead, one is crippled. So you said that's what I'm saying. I ain't doing this shit. It's powerful. It's powerful. And that got my back on. Hey.
Let me tell you my adventure as a user. I've been to the point where I made deals with the devil, where I had outstanding debts with my dealer, like $800, $1,200, $2,000 and shit, and I have to make a deal with them to keep them from killing me. And I lived in crack houses, man. I had to live in fucking crack houses and pay my debt off with these guys while I'm there because shit, I fucked up everything else and shit. And the only person I had to come to for the help was my damn drug dealer. And then I end up escaping from that shit. Somehow I made it out of that without getting killed, without getting arrested, without getting busted by the police or being on ABC News or anything like that, and or getting robbed by the people that come in and out of the place and shit. I mean, I was right there at ground zero. This shit, I'm renting a room in a damn crack house, man. So shit, and then, I go through all of that and made it out safely without a scratch. I mean, there were times where I'm in a place and there's 30 police outside, and this one girl go to the door and talk to them, and they leave. They left. And I went home safely that night. I couldn't believe that. And then I had motherfuckers that I owe money to and shit. They in a car and shit, and they come try to run me over and come on the sidewalk and bust the tires in their car, and they can't go nowhere. And I just walked away safely. And then they end up in jail the next week.
Wow.
Oh man, I've seen some crazy stuff. I don't know if I should be saying this on this.
Why not? Why not?
Well, yeah, it's not like I killed anyone. I never did anything like that.
Yeah.
But I made some deals with the devil and survived and made it out alive and prospered after that. And
You know what? Most people who went through that ordeal, they are very successful people. Like my uncle was, man. That's a cold story of why I was going to go into that life too, and that really, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about selling to the addicts. I was going to out too. But what stopped me was I actually sold some of it to my relative, my uncle and shit.
Oh,
I couldn't live with myself after doing that.
Yeah.
I said, damn, what for real? This is like for real? I had to question myself, like, and then since then I had never done it after that.
Yeah.
I had never done it again because I had to say, if I'm gonna sell to my uncle, what does that mean about how I feel about You know what I'm saying? And because I've always been someone who's an advocate against people's lower desire for money. So, and that kicked in to me in my consciousness, and I was like, damn, you about to do this, you about to go do all this. It shows me how a lot of this that was prevalent, that was heavily prevalent in our culture. The drug dealer, and they're glorified in our culture, like they.
Oh man, the drug dealer and everyone can. They were the man, and the real man.
That's the most selfish, blood sucking person in the community.
Yeah. Well, second to the preacher. Second to the preacher.
Yeah, second to the preacher. But at the end of the day, you see how they always have to try to mend their own guilt by trying to go back, and that's all their story. I had to go back to the community. Why? Because you knew you was doing some foul ass shit the whole time.
Yeah.
You just caught up in the money, and you got to question. Like at the end of the day, the things that because I'm not an advocate for the justice system. I think the justice system is just as corrupt as the people they're trying to so-called bring justice to. But the justice system does a good thing in creating the pattern where all of these people get to reflect on or get the because if they can get away with it, they would have kept on doing it. Most of them would have kept on doing it. Stop it.
Well,
they got this whole sob story on. Yeah, I regret that I did it and all that stuff. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
That's true.
If you wouldn't have got caught, your ass would keep doing it right now.
You keep doing that shit. You keep selling. You keep poisoning my ass. You poison my kids. You poison me. You poison my brother, my sister. You poison my mother, my father.
My thing is, I don't. At the end of the day, more power to them because the people seem to love these people, man. If you ask me. The same people that don't give a fuck about the people love them.
Yeah.
The same people that don't give a fuck about the people, they love the fuck out of these people, man.
But see, me, I always had some cool drug dealers because I was able to get some stupid, dumb credit from these guys, man. I mean, like over $1,000 a week. Okay, I mean, I had credit up to $2,000. I didn't need
the benefits of living in that life. That is one of the benefits of being that life, especially early on when a lot of the addicts were actually functional addicts. They had jobs and they can literally
careers and shit.
As soon as they get indebted, they bringing all type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They bringing all type of shit. I remember we had this one addict's car for about a couple of months and shit. He had a nice Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? For months. You feel me? I love that part of it, but like I said, it was just, I don't have the heart for it. At the end of the day, we needed that part of that too. I'm glad that these blood suckers were a part of the community. I'm glad they are. I'm glad these motherfuckers are being glorified because it's going to teach us once we learn the lesson after all of this shit, it's going to be motherfucking great.
I know.
It's going to be great.
Damn. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This shit was stupid. This one girl said, anytime when you get in debt, Glenn, they can't kill you because if they kill you, they don't get their money, and then that fucks up the whole damn deal. And in the drug, and then there's a shortage, throughout the whole hood. They said me not paying a debt can just screw up a whole Friday night.
This is how sensitive that money economy is right there. That's how sensitive that shit is.
Yeah,
I'm looking at that show. That's another show that you need to watch. Is Snowfall.
Oh,
Where
Snowfall.
Yeah,
Oh,
Snowfall is very good. What's the brother name? Who did Boys in the Hood and shit?
oh, yeah. Google that.
John Singleton.
Yeah, John Singleton.
Yeah, he's the one who did it. He just
Oh, okay.
mysteriously died. You know that, right? He mysteriously died like about a year ago, about a year or two ago. Probably about a
Really?
year ago. Yeah,
Oh,
you remember?
yeah.
It was right around the time he was producing this show, though. The Snowfall show.
Oh,
And
no.
the Snowfall show.
Isn't this about the guy? Isn't this about the guy that the government used to bring the crack in?
Exactly. It's basically a loosely based on Freeway Rick. Loosely based on Freeway Rick.
Based on what?
It's loosely based on Freeway Rick.
Oh, Free Ray Rick. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, the brother who was
Okay.
basically like the kingpin of L.A. and basically all of California, most of, and a lot of the Midwest too. He was like a kingpin, supplying all these and shit. But he didn't know inadvertently he was working for the CIA. Right,
Yeah.
and it's like this is crazy how this is on the record, documented, evidence, and it just no one even equates this in the whole conversation. Though they don't ever equate.
Yeah. Well, no one's going to come to the defense.
Conversation like that's crazy. I mean, that would look, and when you really equate that to the conversation, it's like, wouldn't that be the root of the problem? of what all of the stuff we just mentioned just now, the addicts and the blood sucking and all that shit.
They brought it over here. They're the ones. Well, that was part of the war against us. That was part of the war against us.
Look, the justification of them doing it is because they were fighting proxy wars in Southern American Nicaragua, right? They were fighting
the Contras.
They were funding the Contras, and they needed weapons, so they needed money to fund those weapons, but they had to do it all under. It was so weird how the government feels like they have to do these covert operations.
But they've been doing this ever since the CIA came in. Ever since that flying saucer was discovered in Roswell, all these different antonyms were formed. And the way they fund themselves is through black ops type of programs. Heroin, cocaine, prostitution, God knows what else.
Yeah, trafficking is one of the biggest ones they have been utilizing to generate cash, bro.
Oh yeah, because you can get body parts, organs, whole skeletons, all kind of shit.
Think about the dark web. Who running the dark web? If the thing about it is, my biggest question about the dark web is who regulates it? Is the government who controls that shit?
The dark government.
Exactly. So my thing is, you got all this black market business going on the dark web that is in the surface world, right? But nine times out of 10, it's some damn government agency who sets this.
You're doing business. You're doing business with the governmentism, or a government agency, or a government antonym, or quasi-government antonym, or dark, whatever.
Right.
It's all government ops.
And that's what I'm saying. How are these people able to conduct their business on the black web? I don't get it. This shit.
But hey, this crypto could be black ops too, you know.
No, I get it. No, I get it because I know. Man, you're right. That's a possibility. But I get it. I'm talking about how these transactions are made because it's all done through the internet, and then you got a lot of anonymity going on. You have to be anonymous to even get on the web.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be anonymous to even get on the dark web. You got to be anonymous, and this anonymity leaves the paper trail. You know what I'm saying? It leaves the paper trail or the digital footprint. You can't find it.
Yeah, but if you're dealing with the CIA or FBI or somebody else, they know how to find you.
Nine times out of ten, that's all this is, bro. These are agents of these different alphabet groups, and
Yeah, they're different.
they're either entrapping people. They're either entrapping people because they can use the dark web to get these these people to make transactions on there and catch them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Or they created for both. They created to do business and they created to trap people.
Right. But anyway, that's why Freeway Rick was able to get free.
Oh, he got free, good.
Yeah, he's been free for a while now. I mean, but I'm saying the case wasn't able to go as it would normally go.
It didn't what it could.
If the circumstance wasn't what it was, they could have just buried him. You know what I'm saying? And just his story would have never came out. But also Gary Webb played a big part in that too because he was the reporter.
Mm-hmm.
He was the reporter who basically broke the story.
Okay. Cool.
And the thing about it is, this is public knowledge, though. But people just glance over this. This is the stuff that, like this type of stuff. It appears to me that their social engineering programming is working so effective that you can have something like a 9/11 happen, and then people still just go right back into the regularly scheduled program already in progress.
Not just go back into their regular programming, but go back into their regular programming, but also the new programming that you implement. So to make them feel that they are part, that them and the government are together as one behind the same cause.
Right. They pulling your heartstrings.
Yeah.
They not only got your mind, they pulling your heartstrings.
Yeah.
This is how they fully capture you.
Yeah. And then this makes it easy for you to go along with whatever war policy they have.
Well, most people are afraid. They don't even question it because they've already put amongst the general public that, oh yeah, they're gonna come get you if you speak out.
Well,
I've heard that all my life, bro. I swear to God. I've always
been. There comes a point where you got to be willing.
I've always been the type of person that told the truth and didn't give a fuck about the consequences, right? And people would always say, "Oh, they're coming to get you." I'm like,
yeah, okay, we'll bring them on.
They didn't build up this fear already in the general public, and then it's supposed to be based on patriotism. You know how they twist it and give you these twisted ass ideas in your head, so you mixed up inside of yourself where you're a good patriot if you just be silent and just let me put some some
if you go along, if you just be silent and go along with the status quo, then yeah. And then you go along with the American dream. Your American dream gets to stay intact.
The whole idea of patriotism is a psyops.
Yeah,
the psyops because they
psychological.
the government have made many decisions that can be considered unpatriotic, like how they treat the veterans. But then they hit us with, oh, patriotic and you support your veterans and all this old crap, right?
Yeah, you're not. If you're not supporting the war, you're not being patriotic.
Right. And this is Nazism at its finest.
Yeah. Oh, shit. This is this is. Yeah. You see how they treat their own. And then on top of that, this is what they're able to do with that fiat money. You see, if it was backed by gold or something real, they wouldn't be able to do what they're doing now. They wouldn't be able to give the Ukraine $33 billion.
They had to handicap us through the debt. The debt is a handicap to us.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And
now
they can create.
We're being held hostage. It's a form of slavery that people just overlook. It's a form of slavery that people just totally overlook,
man. In this slave master, all it produces and in export is debt.
Right.
That's all it produces in export.
A clear indication. A clear indication of what we're talking about is either I think it's either the 14th, the 15th, or the 14th Amendment, where they abolish slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Right, where it says slavery has been abolished. Slavery and involuntary servitude, right, which is letting you know that involuntary servitude is illegal, right? Has been but voluntary servitude is what we're moving on to voluntary servitude. This is why they all got people contractually obligated to be co-suretized to the national debt.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all contractually obligated through contract. It ain't like you can't rescind the contract, right? The contract is like a spell that you got over you, right? And people don't understand the magic behind it's this crazy because contracts, commerce is magic.
Yeah.
Economics is magic. Stop it.
Magic.
It's magic. You feel me? If they got y'all under a spell right now, giving full faith and credit, got you giving full faith and credit over to a fiction, a false.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me it's not a spell when you're giving all of your full faith and credit over to something that don't even exist.
Oh shit, that's ew. Yeah, you turn it over.
They're telling you what do you do when you go to when you want to open up a business?
You have to get a license, don't you?
That's depending on what type of business you want to get in, you get the license for whatever. That's later on. That's not
okay. You have to get a permit.
No, initially you have to get a DBA.
A DBA? What's that?
Right. That's basically registering the name that you came up with the state government that you're doing business as. That you're doing DBA, doing business as. Right? You're just aware.
DBA, doing business as. Okay.
Yeah. So what are the actual DBA? The actual name for DBA is called a fictitious entity.
Fictitious entity. Okay.
Yes. Meaning it doesn't exist really, but it exists in this commercial world and we're creating an entity in the commercial world that exists strictly in the commercial world.
Right?
And there's rules that govern the commercial world that affect that entity.
An artificial metaverse.
It's the metaverse before there was the so-called metaverse.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's entity, instruments, security bonds, all these things.
It's a corporate metaverse.
Of a form of a metaverse. Yes.
It's a corporate metaverse.
No doubt.
Yeah, corporate metaverse.
Yeah, commercial metaverse.
A
Yeah,
commercial metaverse. A
right.
commercial verse. A commercial verse. Meta commercial verse.
So in this metaverse, right, you hold yourself liable, and if you are under the false impression that you are the straw man,
Mm-hmm.
right, which most people they don't understand the how that the straw man is your property. The
Mm.
straw man belongs to you. It's not you.
Yeah.
It represents you in that metaverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, yeah. Okay, I get that.
Meaning your trade name, your commercial name, which most people call their name.
Yeah.
No, that's not who you are. Your actual name was given to you in birth and through a birth lineage, and your ancestors have to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. And
I
not
mean,
only
and
not
also
only,
you don't have a name, you have a title, you have an attribute, you have a appellation, right? You have an appellation, you have a title, you have anything other than a name, because only corporations have names.
mm-hmm.
And when you name something, that means you own it. That don't mean it's you,
Oh.
right? You name when you if I name my horse, that means it's my property. I'm naming it. It's my property.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to. This is also the when in any contract when they're speaking of the person. If you look up the legal definition of it, it can mean a trust, a
Mm-hmm.
corporation, or organization. A person can literally mean a trust, a corporation, or organization.
Mm.
A person. So that's deceiving in the whole magic of it too. That's deceptive in the magic of it too. This is why you have to learn how to go into the legal definition of words. When you're dealing with the legal arena, you deal with legal words, right? When you're dealing
Mm.
with the commercial arena, you deal with commercial words.
Yes.
So you got to have a for when you dealing with the commercial world, economics, you got a financial dictionary, right? When you're dealing with the legal world, you got a legal dictionary, which is the Black Law Dictionary.
Okay, I get it. Oh, well, man, you know what I did this morning?
What happened?
I got up early and I left like around 7:15 on my bike. I rode all the way 25 miles to Redondo Beach and then 21 miles to Santa Monica to the expo line and caught the train home. I put on like 46, 47 miles today.
Wow, I need to start doing that shit. But I get a lot of walking in though, so I get mine in, and I do
It was
my 30 minutes a day. So
okay.
yeah,
It was
I want to cut this show. I want to cut this show, bro. Because I
all
want to
right.
go. I want to start working on the other show. So
Yeah, I need to run to the store and get some water.
that's right. Yeah, it's getting late anyway.
Yeah, it's getting late. It's gonna be so late until it's early.
But yeah, once again, another
Mm-hmm.
journey into
Yeah,
to the spiritual world and the soul existence.
becoming and yeah, the spiritual world being and becoming real.
Right.
Yeah, now. Since
All right,
it's all
y'all. We see y'all next week.
yeah, we'll see you next week. Good night.
Peace. Chaos.